There's 6 things that goes on in the backstage of our life that doesn't always show up on the front stage. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you know, we're going to go ahead and dive right into the deep end of the pool. Yep. Jay, the other giveaway should have been, Jay and Joanna, where are you guys? Just because the lights are bright. Right here. I'm like, Jay, back there. Yeah, right here. Okay, so the other giveaway should have been, how many of you have read the warning label in Doug's book? Anyone read the warning label?
Yeah.
Oh, great. They're screwed tonight. Okay. Here's your warning. The next 2 hours and 45 minutes are going to be completely unplugged. We're going to talk about everything: money, sex, religion, finances, debt, how we hate our mother-in-law, whatever you want to talk about. We're going to keep it real tonight. Is that cool? Some of you guys are like, where's the freaking door? I'm out of here. Right? Okay, but we're going to, what I want to talk about, we want to make sure we serve you with tonight, is that we get crystal clear on getting into momentum. Not just kind of motivated. Like, screw motivation. Rah, rah, okay, cool, now what? How do I do the day-to-day? And let's start with doing the day-to-day. We're going to be, nothing changes until we make a decision. Number 1, write that down, decision. Some people in this room tonight, I'm sharing with you with complete vulnerability that the reason that it's so hard right now is that you're not fully committed. Men, the reason that sometimes our marriage seems hard is because we're kind of starting to fantasize about what it might be like if we weren't married. It's the truth. So until we make a decision to fully commit, it's going to seem hard. It's going to seem complicated. One of the hardest things for me was 10 years ago, I had to make a decision to fully commit to my personal health, okay? You don't understand, a guy that has struggled for so many years in his health, and I always blamed it on somebody else. I had to make a decision to stop blaming my parents. I had to make a decision to stop blaming my friends and my family and the people around me, or that's just the way it is. No, that's not the way it is. If you want something to change, Doug, you're going to have to take personal responsibility and make a decision to commit to your health.
Yeah, in this area of my life and making a decision for me, it was taking personal responsibility in my own life, that I could no longer blame my great-grandmother or my grandmother or my mother or my father for the way I lashed out, for the way I reacted to things, that I had the power within me to be a chain breaker and no longer yell over spilled milk. Like, I could work on my emotional intelligence. I could work on my emotional awareness. I could find coaches. I could find parenting coaches to help me. I could apply and read the books to become that change agent for the generations to come. You see, I began to look at my family bloodline and I said, okay, what did my family do really good? And I didn't any longer focus on the negative. I began to focus on my parents taught me hard work ethic. I'm an Iowa girl. I'm grateful for that heritage. And I leaned into that. I could also look at my bloodline. I could see praying women of God. Both bloodlines had praying women of God. They had other things going on, but I didn't focus on that. I focused on that they were prayer warrior women. And so I depended on those. So as I began to change the trajectory of how I parented, how I showed up for Doug in those days where he talks about, his fantasy, I could feel that as a wife, and I could choose to either go talk to my girlfriends all about that, or I could choose to pick up the power of a praying wife. I could choose to get on my knees and pray, right? And contend for my marriage. I could choose to take personal responsibility for my own health and lose 40 pounds and grow together in our health and not be stubborn. He invited me to get healthy with him, and I could have been that stubborn wife like, you go do your thing. No, we did it together, and we lost over 100 pounds combined. It shifted everything for us. So that is where make a decision. Choose one thing that you need to go home tonight and implement in your life. For me, a season of that was contending in my parenting. The next season was contending in how I showed up and that decision to contend for my marriage. The next season was in my health. So tonight, there's something that needs to shift in you, and make a decision. Don't go home tonight without making a decision that you're going to move forward.
See, our life is made up of decisions. Some of us are living in regret for some decisions that we missed. Okay, I'm in the middle of making a decision right now. I'm not going to talk about what it is, not because I'm inauthentic. It's because I'll let you know what I decided here in a few weeks, okay? I have a major opportunity coming up, and literally that most people in their wildest dreams would give anything to have the opportunity that I have possibly before me. And I'm deciding if that's even what I want. By the world's standards, Doug, you'd be crazy not to take that meeting. Are you kidding me? Look what they can do for you. What if life isn't always about doing what everyone else does? What if making a decision is, Doug is going to live unapologetically, and I'm not ever, ever going to sell out or let anybody control me?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's deciding that you're not for sale. Hello? It's deciding that your word is your word. And what do you mean by that, Doug? Well, I'm glad you asked. Tomorrow morning, if I invited you to coffee, to meet me at a coffee shop at 6 a.m., and we were to meet each other there at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. No, you know what? Let me change that. If I was to invite you to meet me at a workout tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. here at a gym right here in the area, and you'd be like, sure, I'm there. I'll meet you. If I texted you at 5 a.m. and said, I'm not feeling well, would you still go? And 99.9% of us would say no. We wouldn't go because we don't feel like it. But it's interesting, some of us have lived our entire lives making commitments to other people, but we've never made a commitment to ourselves. That's a decision to recommit. See, it's about decisions, and it's about recommitting to the decision. This stuff is not hard, but we're talking about everything non-transactional. We're talking about the transformational side of the heart and the head, okay? It's making a decision to fully commit to your health. It's making a decision to fully say, you know what? I am done with $220,000 in debt. I'm tired of getting these annoying phone calls that I have to block and screen. I'm tired of not wanting to log into the bank statements or the credit card statements because I can't pay them, so why do I need to look at them? We live a life of ignoring what's really going on, and we make a decision to actually look and face current reality and embrace it and step into it. I'm going to invite you tonight to write the word decision on your card, big as you want, because throughout the next 2.5 hours, you're going to find that something's going to pop into your head. And we're going to pick one thing that we're going to make a decision on tonight.
And then we're going to confront.
Yeah, after you make a decision,
Let's go there.
it's like, dude, okay, I'm doing this. Decision, I'm not saying is hard, because I think we can make a lot of decisions to you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm deciding.
gonna
It's
do
easy to
this.
be like, yes, I am deciding to confront debt. It's no longer a place in my life. Okay, but then tonight and tomorrow, you have to confront it.
Yep.
You have to actually
Every
say,
day.
like Tia said, where, and this is where I write the chapter in the book, Confront the Beast. See, beasts are not, some people are like, I don't like the way that sounds. Why? Sometimes the beasts are ugly. Sometimes they are what they are. Sometimes beasts are shopping habits. Right? Sometimes shopping, or the beast, is a little too much retail therapy. Oh, it's just retail therapy. You know what? Why you say it's retail therapy, and so who drinks too much wine late at night, it's the same thing. We're checking out to do something, right? And we have to actually begin to look at what's causing this. Tia said, where have I made a decision to confront the things of my past? Tia comes from a lineage of entrepreneurship and praying women. She also comes from a lineage of women who absolutely lose their crap on their kids and on each other, and their relationships, cross and up, are very toxic.
Very toxic.
So Tia, you had to confront saying, I'm thankful for what my mom and my grandmother has given me, and even my sisters, but I'm beginning to confront.
Yeah, I had to make that decision to confront those areas of my life and do the work. Having that, I had a picture in my mind of who I wanted to become as a wife and as a mom, as an entrepreneur, because I knew I came from this amazing bloodline. But the negative would rear its ugly face. A beast is ugly. And so you you contend every day in this area of confronting, because you got to have people in your corner that are the truth people, not your amen corner. These are your truth people that are going to help you navigate and become the best version of yourself, that are going to help you become accountable to the things that you say you want to shift and change in your life. And this is where I got the right coaches in my life. I got the right people around me that weren't just like, oh, I'm so sorry that you yelled. No, like, okay, let's look at this. How can we shift it? And I really learned to stop, to challenge my emotions, and to choose what the outcome I wanted to have. And it took a lot of humility on my part to be able to go to Doug and say, I'm working on this. I'm so sorry, babe. Or girls, mommy just had a reaction here, but we're gonna work on this, and mommy is gonna get better, and we're gonna do this together, right?
Yep.
Okay? So that's how you confront, and that's how you move forward towards where you want to go in your life.
See, massive momentum is about waking up, becoming conscious of what's going on in us and more so around us. I was having a conversation out there when we were taking photos, and the person was talking to me, it's coming back to me, but the person was talking to me about, how do you, really start doing things that are big and massive? And I'm like, it's going to confuse people around you. It's going to confuse your family.
Yeah.
It's going to confuse your pastor. It's not going to make sense. They don't want you to stay here, but some people are more comfortable with you here.
Yeah.
When you begin to confront status quo, people will get pissed off.
Yeah.
And it rears their ugliness, okay? You can't bury a worm. You cannot bury a worm. And some of us have some worms inside of us that when we see someone around us, oh, you're getting too skinny, you need to stop doing that program. No, you mean you're getting too fat. Okay, that's what I want to say. I'm like, right? No, you got to confront mediocrity. You got to confront poverty mindset. You got to confront, this is the way our family was raised. Doug, you're going to always be in debt. It's just part of the furniture business.
Nope.
No, it's not. I don't accept that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thank you for the 3 or 4 people that are really excited tonight. Okay, for everyone else, we all have things that we got to confront. Sometimes they're big things. Sometimes they're stupid crap we shouldn't be looking at on the internet or should not be in our Instagram feed. Other times, it's little simple ways of interaction, and that, why do people, when they come around me, do they, think I'm weird? Well, you might be a little weird. Ask someone who's in your truth corner and learn some basic social skills.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Some areas that you might have to confront is trying to learn how to spell better. Or punctuate better on Facebook.
Have someone that helps you with that.
Yeah, you got to confront saying, you got to just, anyway, let's move on. Jeez.
Let's go forward.
It's getting crazy up in here, huh, Tia?
It is. We're kind of unplugged tonight. So this is where becoming a creator in your life and no longer looking at the past to dictate the future that you're going into, that you're connected to. It's no longer a fantasy of the dream and the vision that you have. I don't see behind your eyes. You see behind your eyes. You see the family, the life, the purpose, the business ideas, the book ideas. I mean, you see it behind your eyes, and you have everything within you to go out and create it. You got to go do the work to do it, but one thing that I know that held me back for far too long is I kept a rearview mirror always in my back pocket. I knew what I wanted, but I'm not worthy of it. I knew what I wanted, but my family, I might have it for a while, but we're going to lose it all. I was always that pessimist, just kind of didn't feel like it was possible for me. And I had to rip that rear view mirror out of my purse. I had to stomp it on the ground and become a creator and a dominant force and move forward towards what I wanted to create in my life.
You guys don't understand. I lived with this for 6 weeks because every time I'd be like, but babe, we could. And she'd be like, yeah, but.
Yeah.
Something always ends up going bad. And she literally lived with the negative focus and yes, but, and what was happening is if I was to ask you guys somebody right now what you wanted in your finances, most likely you're more clear on what you don't want than what you do want. Right? Well, what do you want? If I was to ask someone right now, where do you want to be in your health? in 30 days from right now. Most of you would be like, Doug, I just don't want to be on medications anymore. And I respect that, but I'm asking you, what do you want? I just don't want to be overweight anymore. What do you freaking want? You see how we are naturally trained, programmed to look in the rearview mirror and always worried, and we're trying to run from something, trying to run from a debt collector. We're trying to run from anything. We're just trying to run, right? And I'm asking you to step into a new world tonight, because I promise you we'll give you many tools. Here in a couple of minutes, my friends Pat and Karen are going to come up and talk about recommitting to the decision. Sometimes you got to burn the ships, baby. You got to just say, you know what, I'm going to light it all on fire so I can't have this magnet that keeps pulling me back, because when the magnet's not there, you can't go back. That's why the first thing you do when you get healthy, you've got to burn the fat clothes. You don't give them away. Don't wish them on somebody else unless they're on their journey too. It's like I've always been baffled by people giving away their Halloween candy. Oh, we're going to give that to. Why would you punish somebody else if you're not going to eat it? Why is it good enough for those kids?
Yeah.
Like, put the crap in the trash. Burn the stuff. Like, there's no going back, because when you focus on creating, this is the life I want. This is the type of relationship I want. Yeah. This is the type of marriage I want. And also tonight, no nudging. Okay? No nudging. If you've already been nudged, forgive that person. If you're the nudger, ask for forgiveness. See, and we got to focus on creating. And sometimes, some of you are disappointed because your spouse isn't here hearing this. Don't worry, it's being recorded. We'll get it to you in the Facebook group. But number 2, stop worrying about your spouse and start focusing on you. Because what if your spouse is home right now thinking like, good Lord, I hope she gets something out of this tonight, because I can't live with this woman much longer. This is about me. This is about personal responsibility. This is a Doug issue. This isn't a Tia issue. This is a wake up, Doug. You're wasting some areas of your life. You're toxic in some of your relationships. Tia can't live with this depressed, miserable person. She doesn't know what type of husband is going to walk through the door at end of work that night, because he's always different. No, my issue wasn't alcohol, but it was attitude. Okay, and I would make sure everyone else around me would be on pins and needles, because how's daddy? Because daddy provides for us, so we need to cater to daddy's little emotions, because Dougie has daddy issues that he just needs to confront and deal with. And when I stepped in, I said, what do I want to create? Yep. What type of husband do I want to be? You actually start going, wow, could I create it? And the answer is yes, we can create it together.
Together, you can create it. And that's where becoming the creator of your life, like you become like the 5 people you surround yourself with. So I had to take a hard look at the seasons in my life when I began to feel this sense of like, okay, I was like the smartest person in the room. Whenever I got to be the smartest person in the room, I'm like, okay, pattern disruption. Doug talks about it in the book. I was like, okay, I need to shift some things here, because I'm obviously I need some air. I need to grow. So I had to get uncomfortable again to begin to create the next place and the next place I wanted to go to in my life. So it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to be worth it, my friends, because your dreams, the things that you have within you, you made a decision to get in this seat tonight, to say, I want more. And I want you to know tonight, it's okay to want more, okay? It is okay to want more, to want to make more impact in the world, to make more money, to have more children if that's what you want. Like, it is okay to want that. Like, the world, don't listen to the world's opinions.
See, the world's opinions you have to confront.
Yeah.
See, what Tia's talking about is confronting a broke mindset, confronting somebody that told you to just be thankful for what you have.
Yeah.
Start being more of a minimalist. No, I want abundance, baby. Okay? If I want a black pair of boots and a white pair, by God, I want both. Because I work hard and I'm adding massive impact to the world. I'm not going to apologize. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to confront the ways of thinking. You have to confront when somebody says, wow, Doug, if you can make 6 figures, you've really made it in America. Really? Sounds like the American broke dream to me, because most people are just broke at a higher level every time they add a 0. Yeah. Hello? Yeah. You have to confront these mindsets of people, even some people we love the most, our parents, our friends, sometimes our bishop or our pastor or our priest. They're telling you just take it easy. Don't get too involved with that massive momentum thing. Yeah, because they've given up on their dreams, so they're saying, don't come here and get motivated in yours. Hello, you got to confront this crap, guys. This is real stuff. Okay, Tia, let's move through these last three real quick.
Contend. This word alone was shifted everything for us. We began to no longer give power to the struggle. We don't even use it in our vocabulary anymore. We say, I'm contending through this. We are contending to create better health in our life. We are contending to become the best version of ourselves. We're no longer struggling with our weight. We're not struggling with whatever. We are contenders, and we contend and we fight forward in the things that we're creating for our marriage and the things we're creating collectively in our business, in our parenting, and everything that we do. We are contending and we are moving forward, no longer giving power to the struggle.
Because when you create, understand that the real work has begun.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you've broken up. You've made a decision. You're recommitting to the decision. You're continuing to confront things. Okay? I'm 10 years into this process, and I'm continuing to confront some negative things of the way I was raised.
Yeah.
But I'm more grateful for the many ways that I was raised. Okay? When you create, you contend. You can say I used to struggle with, if it's past tense. But moving forward, when you step into a creator's millionaire mindset, you no longer struggle. You contend. I'm contending for a better marriage. I'm not struggling in my marriage. I'm contending.
Yeah.
I'm struggling in my health. No, you're not. If you're doing something about it, you're contending. Just imagine when you say, anyone ever told you how they're struggling in something? It sounds like Eeyore. I'm struggling. Right? No, it's like, I'm a contender, baby. I'm contending for my health.
Yep.
I may have put on 10 pounds in the last 2.5 months, but you know what? I'm contending for a healthier me. I can take one step backwards, but I'm going to take 2 steps forward.
That's right.
Okay? So you contend for what you want. You don't struggle with it no longer because you've broken up and you've confronted a broke mindset. Number 5.
Action, action. Dreams take work. Living a life of great purpose takes action, and it's going to take you getting up when you don't feel like getting up and showing up for that workout class. I encourage you to find that workout partner that's going to show up and stay committed. Right now, I have 12 people showing up in Arizona in November to run a half marathon with me. Next year in Jerusalem, I have 5 people showing up to run a marathon with me in Jerusalem. And so it keeps me committed and taking action in my health because I know I'm going to not just show up for myself, but I have people on the other side. So find a way that's going to keep you committed to where you're going, the decision you've made, because it's going to take action every day.
People who are not creating their life are telling you to relax. Why are you always on your phone? Why do you post so much? Because I'm committed to my future self and changing the world. That's why.
Come on.
Okay? Why don't you go play Candy Crush and go cry to your mom? All right? So you got to take action, guys. This thing takes work. Okay? And I'm not saying last year we drank pina coladas when we were in Europe. This year we traveled the USA 2.5 months when I wanted to go home about a month ago and said, I got a beautiful life in Scottsdale. Why am I even here? Why? Because God said go, Doug.
Yeah.
Money doesn't get in the way. You don't back out on commitments. He says go. I say okay, and it takes action. 2.5 months we've been in action. There will be times for rest. But you know what? When you're broke, when you're in debt, when you're struggling in former stuff, you don't say, well, I'm just going to take this summer off. It's always a slow season anyway. No, it's a slow season because you've decided it's slow.
Yeah.
For everybody else who decided that summertime is the best time, they get into action and they don't apologize for it. Hello? Hello? Can I get an amen? Okay. All right. So action. Write that really big on the piece of paper. Action. Lots of action. And anyone who tells you to chill out, block them. All right. Action, baby. Action. And then the last one, Tia, is the daily commitment to be
consistent. Every day you're committed to consistency, to taking action, to contending, to being the creator of your life and taking those incremental steps, right? Every day you're committed to being consistent. You don't shame yourself. You don't have regret about yesterday. You are committed to fighting forward and staying committed to the decision you've made And when you fall down, you get back up, you brush your knees off, and you keep running, you keep moving forward because you're committed to consistency.
So for some reason, I just feel like I'm supposed to say this, but for some reason, there's been a movement going on the last couple of months that is this thing called the Worthiness Movement. Am I worthy? I'm not worthy. I don't know if I'm worthy. I'm just not worthy of success. I'm not worthy. Let me tell you something, okay? You are God's highest form of creation. You are worthy. So stop questioning and doubting and feeling all this different stuff. Step into the abundance that God promises for you. And it's going to take, thank you, it's going to take some consistency. It's going to take some confronting. It's going to take some contending. And it's going to take being consistent. Tonight you're like, oh my gosh, Doug, I'm a mess. You don't understand. I've written so much stuff on my paper. Pick one. Decide and be consistent in it. Screw the action. Some days, you know what? The days are so hard, you can't get into action. You don't understand, Doug. No, I understand. Like, I pushed myself so hard in June. I went to the Hamptons and I didn't post a photo for 5 days. Why? Because we were all asleep. Dude, I couldn't. Like, and when I felt like I had a minute to work, I was just like, there's no action today, but I am going to be consistent to my best self. I am not going to take drastic steps backwards. Tomorrow, I'll push it harder. The next day, I'll push it harder, but I'm going to be consistent to the decision that I've made to create my best self. Does that make sense? So it's just picking one thing and being committed to it and being consistent.
Every day. And if you put these areas into implementation in your life, and hopefully these are just getting cemented into your life and you realize you're part of a collective. You're part of a people that is making a decision to confront the areas that have limited them, that have been passed down generation upon generation. And you're going to become the creator. You're going to say, the buck stops here. I draw the line in the sand. I'm becoming a contender. I'm going to take action. And I'm going to take personal responsibility to shift the tide for the future generations. The future generation will no longer deal with addiction. The future generation, divorce does not stand in this family bloodline. The future generation is committed to health and is going to contend and break off obesity over their family bloodline. Who's with me?
Yeah, hello.
Come on.
Hello.
Yeah. Yep.
You guys ready for a good night?
Yeah.